totally and completely living in Harrisburg, PA. Calabi Threefold.
Thanks, guys. See a lot of faces tuning in. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Hi. Well, hello, everyone, and happy Easter to you today. I got some flowers today to celebrate the season. This is actually a filter, believe it or not. This is a new Instagram Easter flower filter. And the coolest thing about this filter is you can see how lifelike it is. It sort of tracks with my head. You know, it knows this facial recognition. It's like putting it in my hair, which is pretty. And the coolest thing of all is actually you can touch it. And so look at this technology. This is next level, people. So this is so cool. So we're going to get this a little bit out of the way, but we'll just leave a little bit of frond and bloom in the shot. Of course, we're celebrating a season of new life and hope and resurrection. And of course, there's a little irony in that with everything going on in the world, but I always try to remember what my spiritual advisor tells me, which is it's okay to pray. So, you know, when there's these sort of conflicts in my life, you know, sometimes I forget it's okay to pray with all the thinking and hustling that I'm doing all the time. How about it, guys? Right? So, in fact, I'm sure I'm not the only one out there who feels pretty dead inside right now. I mean, we're all just waking up from winter and spending so much time inside now that we all just need a little kickstart. So I have the perfect spring exercise, and this is a great way to celebrate the holiday. And yeah, let's do this little exercise. I do this on my own all the time, and I'm going to show you how it works the first time, and then we're going to do it the way I do when in my practice, 10 times in a row. So what we're trying to do here is release all inhibition, allow those deep, dark emotions to come to the surface, and renew our energy. So this is how we do it. Wake me up inside. So that's the first one. So you see, you hear the call, wake me up, and you respond with wake me up inside, and you say it as loudly or as quietly as you want, or with your own custom response. So let's go ahead and do a set of 10 wake me ups right now. Right here, right now. Let's dig deep and let's go, guys. Elevate. Wake me up inside. 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 So, whew. Oh, wow. That just hits the spot every time, doesn't it, guys? I mean, wow, what an emotional workout. Y'all should definitely try this at home. And I've made a template for this exercise available at CalabiThreefold.com/wakeMeUp. So you can navigate there, and it'll give you all the steps and the information to do that at home anytime you like, anytime you need it, as many times as you like. So after completing this mantra myself about 100 times earlier this week, I realized I'd actually been working up a really nasty creative blockage. And it was time to do a little spring cleaning and flex my hashtag maker muscles. And for all you makers and fellow creative class members out there, you can use that hashtag anywhere to flex your hashtag maker muscles. So I came across in my cleaning a large collection of old hair bands. And I'd almost thrown them away a zillion times. But I was in a pretty spunky mood that day. And wouldn't you know it, I came up with something amazing. Maybe you'll notice I look a bit different today. You know, the headphones are messing up my hair, but I'm going to take them off for a sec. You can see, I still got to have one. So, I just innovated this, and it's right here. and maybe you saw it on my Instagram feed. What this is a new accessory that I'm calling the KrayzeeChain. It's totally a versatile object with as many moods as you. So let me show you. Like, for example, like this is mood, and then suddenly, whoa, you just transform. And so as your mood changes, your KrayzeeChain configuration changes. And what you can see it right up here, the quality here. And for example, you could do a little side pony, wrap it around your ear, and you should get a deal like this. See, I can't really demonstrate very well because of the headphones, but you can actually see a lot more pictures of it. Because I've decided to make it available to all you guys. You can find it and a bunch more information and all these pictures that I was talking about at my new online store. That's at Calabi3fold.com/Etsy. And that's my new online maker platform from Etsy Inc. I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited to start sharing my creations with you. Well, needless to say, I realized I need a bit more marketing for my new shop. So I'm going to just do it right now to you guys. That's my platform, Calabi3fold.com/Etsy, where you can learn all about, the KrayzeeChain. But, I think I need a little bit more, something to, wake up my store inside. I mean, first off, I'm positive there have to be so many more people like me and like you who would just love this new accessory. But I realized pretty quick how hard it is to identify and connect with those people, if that makes sense. I'm sure you other smears in the audience know that too. It's hard to find your tribe, online. It's hard to find your tribe and to find your customers. So that's when I came across this little company, me, a little company called Axiom, and they're in data collection for marketing, actually. So on a whim, shot in the dark, I shared a link to my new store with chatbot Jarvis, showing them the KrayzeeChain. And would you believe it? They offered to partner with me and sponsor today's program. I mean, how about that, guys? Another win-win. And I guess my design wowed them. I don't know. But that's why I say it's always worth it to share, So just always remember, it's always worth it to share. I'm super excited, without further ado, to present today's sponsor, Axiom Corporation.
Happy customers make great businesses, but it takes great experiences to make customers happy. Axiom enables better customer experiences through the ethical use of data and technology. Today, more data, devices, technology, regulation and higher expectations means there are more opportunities to get it right, but also more challenges. Axiom can help. We do this by combining data, technology, ethics and ideas to create foundations you can build a customer-centric business on. A data central nervous system that allows you to treat people, as they'd expect to be treated. Axiom is the global leader in consumer data, using insights and analysis to understand, reach and engage digital audiences everywhere and power more personalized experiences across all channels.
Axiom Global Data is available from over 60 countries. That's 2.5 billion addressable consumers, or 68% of the world's population, available with as many as 10,000 data attributes each.
Wow.
By delivering experiences that matter, you can help the digital disruption work in your favor, getting closer to your customers and prospects, ahead of regulations and ahead of your competition.
You heard it. Well, after hearing a little bit about what Axiom does, I realized it was worth a little investigation into that industry. So how many people in the crowd, raise your hands, raise your emoji, hands raised emojis, are familiar with a little term called big data? Anyone? Well, I had no idea what big data was either until I partnered with Axiom, and now, wow, my mind has been blown once again. Just wait till you hear about this. Now, y'all know me at this point, Mr. Historian, right? So I put together a little presentation to share answer to the question,
what's the big deal with big data?
The term big data has been in use since the early 1990s. Although it is not exactly known who first used the term, most people credit John Armashi, who at the time worked at Silicon Graphics, for making the term popular.
wow, imagine if you'd been able to mint that on culture shares.
In its true essence, big data is not something that is completely new or only of the last 2 decades. Over the course of centuries, people have been trying to use data analysis and analytics techniques to support their decision-making process. The ancient Egyptians around 300 BC already tried to capture all existing data in the Library of Alexandria. Moreover, the Roman Empire used to carefully analyze statistics of their military to determine the optimal distribution for their armies.
Wow, so like this has been around for a while, guys. It's so cool to think that even ancient peoples were conceptualizing life in terms of data, you know, just like we are today.
However, in the last 2 decades, the volume and speed with which data is generated has changed beyond measures of human comprehension. The total amount of data in the world was 4.4 zettabytes in 2013. That is set to rise steeply to 44 zettabytes by 2020. To put that in perspective, 44 zettabytes is equivalent to 44 trillion gigabytes.
Mind-blowing, guys. So cool. So I crunched some numbers, and that 44 trillion gigabytes that exists in the world here in 2020 is about the equivalent of a 3.3 million year-long HD video. Can you even imagine that? That would take us all the way back to the very first stone tools that humans ever made. I did more digging, found an article about how toddlers 3.3 million years ago actually climbed trees. So if, and I'm just saying hypothetically if, a 3.3 million year old toddler had climbed a tree and started watching this theoretical 44 zettabyte video on their stone tablet, their remains would still be intermingled with the remains of that tree today. I mean, we could dig up that child's remains, take a photo, and add that to big data. We could even make an Instagram account for the child. It's so fascinating, and I just can't believe, I've said it once, I've said it again, I can't believe the tools we're living with today.
Even with the most advanced technologies today, it is impossible to analyze all this data. The need to process these increasingly larger and unstructured data sets is how traditional data analysis transformed into big data in the last decade. To illustrate this development over time, the evolution of big data can roughly be subdivided into 3 main phases. Each phase has its own characteristics and capabilities. In order to understand the context of big data today, it is important to understand how each phase contributed to the contemporary meaning of big data.
Yeah, I was hoping there'd be some phases involved. Like, everything's so much better when it's put into like lists and categories.
Big Data Phase 1.0 Data Analysis, Data Analytics, and Big Data originate from the long-standing domain of database management. It relies heavily on the storage, extraction, and optimization techniques that are common in data that is stored in relational database management systems, RDBMS.
See, I worked with these before, actually. They're like a really big Excel spreadsheet.
Database management and data warehousing are considered the core components of Big Data Phase 1. It provides the foundation of modern data analysis as we know it today, using well-known techniques such as database queries, online analytical processing, and standard reporting tools.
Oh, well, I'll tell you a little story. Once I made a really nice pie chart at my job. I showed it to my boss. He was so stoked. Guy had an accent. He said, "Perfect, Calabi, perfect." Real character, that guy.
Big Data Phase 2.0. Since the early 2000s, the internet and the web began to offer unique data collections and data analysis opportunities. With the expansion of web traffic and online stores, companies such as Yahoo, Amazon, and eBay started to analyze customer behavior by analyzing click rates, IP-specific location data, and search logs. This opened a whole new world of possibilities.
I mean, I remember my Yahoo clicking days. So wild now to think that every little click meant something. You know, it makes you feel connected to the bigger picture.
From a data analysis, data analytics, and big data point of view, HTTP-based web traffic introduced a massive increase in semi-structured and unstructured data. Besides the standard structured data types, organizations now needed to find new approaches and storage solutions to deal with these new data types in order to analyze them effectively. The arrival and growth of social media data greatly aggravated the need for tools, technologies, and analytics techniques that were able to extract meaningful information out of this unstructured data.
So structured data, basically imagine it with a label on its chest. It says one of the "Hello, my name is" sticker with a label, that kind of deal. Whereas unstructured data can literally be anything. You know, the sites you visit, where your mouse hovers, what part of the screen your scroll bar lingers on, what you click or even tap on.
Big Data Phase 3.0. Although web-based and structured content is still the main focus for many organizations in data analysis, data analytics, and big data, the current possibilities to retrieve valuable information are emerging out of mobile devices. Mobile devices not only give the possibility to analyze behavioral data such as clicks and search queries, but also give the possibility to store and analyze location-based data, GPS data. With the advancement of these mobile devices, it is possible to track movement, analyze physical behavior, and even health-related data, number of steps you'll take per day. This data provides a whole new range of opportunities, from transportation to city design and healthcare.
Yeah, like, well, it's so cool to think my phone could be helping me make better choices, healthier choices. Like, the other day I saw this Chipotle ad just, magically pop up on my phone. Can you believe it? I realized I was craving Chipotle. Like, I just knew I was ready to pay $7 for a cup each of beans, rice, and tofu, and $2 for half an avocado. I was like, take my money, Chipotle, take my money. This really explains, how my favorite brands just seem to know me. And always
simultaneously, the rise of sensor-based internet-enabled devices is increasing the data generation like never before. Famously coined as the Internet of Things, millions of TVs, thermostats, wearables and even refrigerators are now generating zettabytes of data every day. And the race to extract meaningful and valuable information out of these new data sources has only just begun.
Yeah, just for instance, imagine the potential that virtual reality and augmented reality opens up in terms of tracking, where exactly your eyes are falling and on what and for how long, or imagine a wearable, on your arm, to display your emotions, to track your feels. I personally I can't wait to start collecting and sharing my actual mood, post it, and it'll be my real mood too, more authentic that way. So this is just an amazing moment, guys. So with that one under our belts, how about that? Just a little peek into the world of big data. But with that under our belts, let's hear one more spot from Axiom. Then we have a really exciting interview after that.
Every day, billions of people go about their business, creating a complex network of personal and professional relationships. They're changing jobs, addresses, relationship status, the devices, and even the channels they use to interact with each other and with brands. Your ability to break through the noise, to be relevant with your marketing and build lasting relationships with people is only ever as good as your ability to manage identity and keep up with the constant change of life. That means dealing with billions of transactions and touchpoint interactions, both physical and digital, to manage someone's real identity in the marketing world. And more important than ever, it must be done in a privacy-conscious manner. You see, consumers want to be understood. And this means being recognized for who they are, real people, not clicks or cookies. That's where Axiom's Real Identity can help. Real Identity is Axiom's next-generation identity management solution, enabling relevant interactions between your brand and consumers, when it suits them, where it suits them, at scale, safely, and over time. A powerful combination of highly evolved artificial intelligence and 50 years of proprietary identity insights, business rules, and expertise create custom enterprise solutions that deliver the industry's most robust and useful view of identity. What can you do with Real Identity? You can deliver valued, seamless experiences whenever and wherever you and your customers choose to interact. Measure true performance across channels. Smoothly integrated with your existing systems and cloud hosting choices. Comply with evolving privacy regulations like CCPA and GDPR. Real Identity changes the way you see the world, how you truly understand and interact with your customers, and ultimately, how the world and its consumers view you. You see, there is no real relationship without real identity.
Wow. Okay, guys. Well, we have on the line somebody that I can't wait to talk to. This is Calvin, aka Mothman, from the band Mothman and his Jamband. Now, for those who aren't familiar, Moth and Jam, as I like to call them, are a kick-ass group out of York, PA. I featured a single by them on Quaranstream 2.0 called Food Money Hot Tub. And that was from their upcoming record, 11 Ways to Be on Fire. Well, guess what? That record is no longer upcoming. It has come. And it is out as of last week. So Calvin Perry is self-described lead hollerer in the group. He is also a Mothman. Battery. Emergency. Was worried about this happening. Please, excuse me. This is what happens when you don't prepare. And once you know it, it won't reach. Well, that's like I say, something's got to go wrong every week. Ugh. Ooh. Here, look at me. Audio in the house. Any confirmation? Damn. We might have to do it this way for now. We're really DIYing it now, guys. We are DIYing it now. So to get back to what we were talking about, Calvin Perry is the self-described lead hollerer in the group. He's also a Mothman, which is really interesting because, as most of you may know, how much mystery there is surrounding that West Virginia figure. Maybe he can help brush back the veil a bit. Are you with us, Calvin?
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. So Calvin or Mothman, which do you prefer?
Well, technically, I'm both. I'm Calvin. I'm Mothman. We are the same being, so really either one works. You can use them interchangeably if you like.
Right on. Okay. So it says on your website that, quote, Mothman looked at me and I looked at him and we became one, then I started a band. So can you tell us a bit more about this experience? It sounds pretty personally transformative.
Yeah, it was, a dark and stormy night. I was walking home all alone, and I was getting pretty scared, a little worried. Like I said, a hell of a storm started picking up.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch black, and you sort of feel this being swoosh over you like something flying, and he just drops down in front of me, his eyes glowing red, and
Mothman.
as if he, yeah, that was him. and as if he was peering into my mind, speaking to me directly, he said, "You, me, one," and just like that, a flash of red overcame me. My whole outlook, that was the last day of my past life. I've been living a new life ever since.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. And I mean, I know Mothman's a West Virginia native. Did this occur in West Virginia, or is your music inspired by the landscape or the culture there?
Campfire Song, 7th track off of 11 Ways to Be on Fire, or rather the 7th way to be on fire, is that track is pretty, I would say, directly influenced by that. It's sort of about or inspired by my experience at a bluegrass festival out around that area. You know, everyone around you is extremely non-sober, and old drunk hippies will come by your campsite and ramble off to you for a while, and
right, like my favorite.
You know,
kind
you
of
have yeah, right. You have your little fire going, and yeah. So the Campfire Song was definitely inspired by that.
Right on.
Combined with overbearing existential dread, but you know.
Well, speaking of festivals, have you actually been able to visit the annual Mothman Festival in Point Pleasant?
Not yet, but it's a lifelong goal of mine to make it out that way. Especially to see the Mothman statue. I dream of slapping his juicy metal ass and breaking my wrist.
Yeah, I did. I saw a photo of that when I was doing my research for the interview, and I was pretty blown away at the craftsmanship on that piece. It's
oh yeah,
for a small town. It's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. I think if anyone deserves that kind of treatment, it's Mothman, and having met him and having been him, being him, I'd say the statue is very accurate. So
right.
Would love to make a pilgrimage out there someday.
Yeah, best of luck. I mean, it sounds awesome. Like, so your new record is entitled 11 Ways to Be on Fire. Honestly, personally, I'd say I've thought of 1, 2, 3 tops ways to be on fire in my life. Now, everybody watching knows I'm a big fan of lists. So what are your personal favorite ways to be on fire?
Well, there's so many different ways and methods to being on fire. On the album, I've only outlined 11 different ones. And these are ones that I've researched and focus grouped and all kinds of things on that end. So I can outline them, I guess, musically. And I'm very familiar with those methods, and I think of those 11 that I outlined, I'm a big fan of Skechers Light Bright Swing. When we play that one live, I feel like it's really one of the only ones where we are actually like the Jamband, the titular Jamband.
Gotcha.
As in, we'll kind of jam on that one forever and ever. So that one's pretty fun. It's also very, I think, maybe one of the most destructive or chaotic methods of being on fire on the album.
And that's track 2.
Yep, that's the second track there. I think it juxtaposes the first track's mood pretty well.
Right.
And Human Caterpillar, or Caterpillar Butterfly,
it's one of my
Moth.
favorites. Yeah.
That one was less focus group tested, I guess you could say. That one sort of came together in the studio. It was sort of like scientists in a lab suddenly coming up with something brilliant, making a brilliant discovery. I was trying to figure out how the hell to make the verse words go with any kind of melody.
Right.
And Jarek, God bless her, our drummer for that album, said, "Hey, just put the words to the bass line." And it was like a funny joke at first, and then we're like, yeah, you know what? To hell with it. That's it. That's how it goes. So,
I think
that one,
I know what you're talking about. It is a fun melody.
Yeah, so that one came together very last second, but like I said, like it was like making a discovery. So like less focus groups with that one, but I think it's a very valid way to be on fire.
It's one of those brilliant moments. So I think you actually answered my next question. Is there a complete list of ways to be on fire posted online anywhere? Well, it sounds to me like the 11 tracks are those 11 ways.
I would say so, yes. At least they are the most thoroughly researched ways out there. Outlined per track. Each track is a different way, different method. But there are certainly more ways to be on fire out there, just begging to be discovered. So I hope to shed some more light on them in the future.
Yeah, and I can't wait, to listen in. I like the opening track title, Why Am I Going to College? And I asked myself the same question, many times, years back. Have you personally figured out why yet?
No, never. It's definitely one of the biggest questions in life.
Really important question.
That song actually came from a couple years back. Like 2017 or so. You read some horrifying articles. Every year, every article about global warming gets worse and worse. So I was having a like extended panic, like, oh God, what am I gonna do if we're all going up in 10 years or so? And not wanting to be like defeatist, I decided to start going to college, and I was kind of years late to the college party already.
Well, the party never stops.
So I just, yeah, of course. So I started going, but even when I got there, I feel like that question only became more relevant.
Explored it even more.
Yeah, as the time goes on. So that's sort of where that opening track comes from,
Yeah. So I enjoyed featuring your second single, Food Money Hot Tub, on the Quaranstream 2.0. Is that song about a past experience or aspirations or anything?
I'd say it's definitely more aspiration.
Okay.
I'm not living that life yet, but in that it's not only a way to be on fire, but it definitely, Food Money Hot Tub outlines a lifestyle. It's sort of the three cornerstones of the good life, the good American life in 2020. You want to eat something, you need riches, you need vast hoarded wealth, and a hot tub as a sort of symbol of you having the prior to.
American dream, just chasing the dream. That kind
yeah,
of thing.
of course.
That's what that song's
definitely. And it sort of ties into it's a way to be on fire, because I think with money, wealth, and symbols of wealth comes destruction, comes all kinds of massive, comically sized weapons, and I think that's definitely something I'm aspiring towards. I'm looking to one of my great heroes, Jeff Bezos of Amazon.net. Hey, looking out for you.
Yeah, interesting guy.
Oh yeah, huge fan. Love his work.
I did a presentation about him once in the past. I did a lot of research into his childhood and early adult development. It was very interesting. Yeah.
Of course.
So to talk about one more track from the record, Caterpillar, Butterfly, Human, Moth. We talked about that earlier. I really enjoyed it. It reminded me actually of my time in the service industry before I became a full-time Quarantstream streaming smear. So what's your advice to other folks out there who are looking to spread their moth's wings?
Well, it's sort of outlined in the song itself. I would say, like, if you're going through that experience where we're for like 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, maybe more, maybe a little less, you're not really human. Maybe you're not really a living being. I say it right there in the song. Stop feeling like that. Start feeling like Mothman.
Okay. So it's again about that transformation.
Definitely.
In the context of the workplace.
And this is from my experience. It's definitely what has worked for me to to begin anew, I guess you could say.
Right.
Find your own path as maybe not whole human, but half moth, half human.
Yeah, kind of break from that script. You know what I mean? And with the tools we have
Yeah.
today, there couldn't be a better time, you know, to build, you know, a following and to be a successful influencer.
I think absolutely to that end, the life of a smear is a highly respectable career choice in this day and age. Of course.
You heard it from Calvin himself. So does the Jamband have any festival dates booked? Could I catch you in Camp Bisco, Summer Camp, or Jam Cruise this year?
You know, it's highly uncertain given all the shit happening. Right. At the moment, we have one thing lined up way out in late July. We're looking at playing Shakemore. We're actually in the running to get on the bill for that, and that's a festival that is actually hosted by Half Japanese. If anyone's ever heard of them,
I think it's a little familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a nice little festival out on some farmland out in Maryland. I forget where actually. I think it's like Westminster or something. Mm-hmm. But I've been a couple times, and it's wonderful every year. And we're hopefully hopping on the bill this year to actually play. And that's given it actually doesn't get canceled or anything. So we'll see when we get closer to that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you know, if you can't catch us live, life is moving ever and ever more online.
Absolutely.
And so
we can find your music online.
Absolutely. If you want to catch it that way, we are at mothmanjamband.bandcamp.com.
It's all one word.
Mm-hmm.
mothmanjamband.bandcamp.com. Right?
Yep.
Is it? Okay.
And there you'll find the album. It's a paltry $7. If you buy it, you'll donate to the worthy cause of making me as rich as Jeff Bezos, so he and I can duke it out with our very own weapons that we've developed.
Oh wow!
And we can war over in about 10 years or so. He and I can duke it out over the dying planet.
Weapons industry. That's something you're interested in.
Field. Big aspiration. Like I said, I did list Bezos as a massive hero, but I'm also trying to overtake him.
Yeah,
but it's a complicated relationship.
The student overtakes the master at one point.
Of course,
that's how this world works.
Of course. So anyway, my plan to get Bezos rich is to sell a trillion copies of this album. So if you want to donate to that cause, it's a mere $7 or more if you wish.
On the way.
And very soon, probably within the next 2 days or so, I would say we should finally appear on Spotify and every major streaming service there is, except for Amazon. Purposely left out, because of I mentioned my rivalry with Bezos.
Nothing wrong with a little competitive spirit.
Of course. So yeah, we'll be there in a couple days or so, and I'll be lighting up a social media fire of my very own about that. You can consider that I think the social media grind is sort of a secret 12th way to be on fire.
What a grind.
And all of our social media is also Mothman Jamband, all one word.
Okay, well, look it up, guys. And thank you so much, Calvin, for coming on tonight.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So once more, you can stream that new record, 11 Ways to Be on Fire, at mothmanjamband.bandcamp.com. So it's about time for a song. This song is, and I'm going to have to be performing it with the old Blair Witch style camera work, which should limit my dance moves, but that's all right. We work with what we have in this industry. So this song is all about this week's theme, knowledge and data, and that quest that humanity is on to strive further and further into the unknown to sort of uncover its function. This song's called "I'm Not God." Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, thank you so much. That song is, in fact, from my upcoming record, My Final Trauma. In and out, audio in and out, audio. What? 4, the call to action. Please email DEET, that's D-E-E-T, at Calabi'Threefold.com with your questions, comments, concerns, criticisms. Let's get these vocal effects off. All that echo, don't want that. Yeah, so email me at deet at Calabi'Threefold.com with your questions, comments, criticisms, or to appear on the show. I'm still seeking performers, guests, and collaborators. Action item 2. Go to Calabi'Threefold.com/Instagram and follow Calabi.Threefold, or look me up in the app. Action item number 3. Go to Calabi'Threefold.com/YouTube and follow Calabi.Threefold, or look me up in the app. Action item number 4. Watch live performances weeknights. They'll pop-up shows at 10 p.m. or afterward until I delete them. This isn't going to be every night. Might be 2 days a week, 3, maybe 1. Try to do at least 1 a week at 10 p.m. on a random weeknight. And finally, in 21st century, early 21st century, at least American society, money is seen as a way of imparting and expressing a sense of value to a good or service. More than any other tool, expression, or means of communication, it communicates the statement, I value, I support, I care. So if you find anything I say or do entertaining, inspiring, or meaningful, you can give me money to express that. And to do that, go to Calabi'Threefold.com/money. Couldn't be easier. And give me money on Venmo. Or look up Calabi Threefold on the Venmo or PayPal app. Outro music for today, it's coming in last minute over the web. It's from one of my best friends in the whole wide world, Jake H. That's J8K8CH, or Jake Hartenhand. This piece is this piece was released a few weeks ago, and I don't have a CD printed out for it today. I'm just such a mess today, guys. But this song is called COVID-19 Comfort Music. He made a couple little ambient tracks to, guide us through this period and comfort us in this time. So I'm going to play that in the credits. So you should check out Jake's website. It's J8K and it couldn't be easier than that. Jake space, the J8K space, for tons of art, poetry, and more. And also follow him on Instagram. It's not going to get easier, these names, but his Instagram handle is actually J followed by 6 8s, so that's J8888888K. And follow him on Instagram. It's an incredible artist. That's all, folks. And remember, round and round the well-grown window, only one knows, and there we goes. Thanks, guys. Gonna get this track up. This here is COVID-19 Comfort Music by Oh, that doesn't sound comfortable to me. Huh? Having some issues there. Whew. That ain't comfort. That ain't kind of comfort I know. Well, we may be out of commission on the music, but we can dream, can't we? We can all dream. And we all will. No music for today, other than upbeat and happy pop background music for videos. Thanks, guys. I love how all these songs go, hey! Hey! I like to say that to myself. You know, when I'm feeling down, I say, hey! It wakes me up inside. Shout out to my boy Rod. It's crazy the background music you can find on YouTube. That was last week. Hey. Hey. Yeah. We're done, guys.